Jak tu zacząć, Paweł, bo to tak pasowałoby w kilku językach, nie?
No
tak
ja,
właściwie tak honorownie pewnie.
My znamy no 2, a może no 3.
To co jest. We start with the Polish conversation, okay?
That's fine with me.
Because you are in Polish house, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, ladies,
Gloria, right?
yes, ladies and gentlemen, pierwsze zaczniemy od Paweł Tyrała, wiceprezes koła numer 65 Ciche. Paweł, witaj. Niech będzie pochwalony Chrystus.
Nie będzie pochwalony Jezus Chrystus.
A powiedz mi, co to cię zmobilizowało, żeby tutaj przyjść nas odwiedzić w studiu radia na Góralską Nutę?
Moja chęć do polityki.
A to dobrze, ale nie wiesz co?
Może kiedyś,
No,
ale na razie nie.
Podobno się pytają ludzie i chcą, żeby coś się działo w tej sprawie.
Zawsze gadają, żeby się ludzie młodzi zaangażowali w takie właśnie sprawy i przydałoby się. Akurat nie jest na to gotowy, ale może kiedyś. Ja przyjechał tu jako kolega Rubena, po prostu porozmawiać. On idzie na wybory w Homer Glen na trustee i on jest taki fajny gościu, bardzo taki nas tego typu człowiek.
Ruben, you know everything now.
Absolutely.
He gets you perfect introduction.
I love this. I'm awesome.
So you have a translator and you have a friend.
Absolutely.
So it's also big help. Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio Radia na Góralską Nutę, Ruben Pazmino.
Hey, you said it perfectly. Wow.
Ruben Pazmino, tell us something about you.
So about myself, I can go. I was born and raised in Chicago. I grew up in Ashburn. I've lived in Homer Glen for, a little over 30 years, probably like closer to 35 years. I'm a small business owner in Homer Glen, Ruby Agave, that's my restaurant, Ruby Agave Inc. And I'm committed to my town. I'm committed to the village of Homer Glen. I served from 2019 to 2023. And I had a little break in the middle, and now I want to get back in. I want to have input in my community, and I want to serve.
It's completely understandable. Someone who's lived in 30 years in the place,
yes,
you want to be involved to the part of the community.
Right.
Absolutely. So what about the restaurant? What kind of restaurant do you have?
Ruby Agave, we're Latin fusion, so it's a little bit of everything. It's the best of Latino America. We have Puerto Rican food, we have Cuban food, South American food. We do entertainment, and we're a lounge after 9 o'clock for the adults. The nice thing is I have a huge clientele base that's Eastern European. Most of my parties are, dedicated to Eastern European because we have a ton of Eastern European clientele. So that's why I'm here, to express my gratitude.
So when you're talking about Puerto Rican, you're talking about Cuban, tell something about your background. So where the parents come from, where does that, so, and then we got Italian last name.
So what happens is my mom's from Puerto Rico, she's 100% Puerto Rican, and my dad's a mix, Ecuadorian Italian. Absolutely, so that's where we're at. 100% Homer Glenian.
I know I have to be neutral. I have to, wherever it's asking to be a guest on my radio show, I said yes. I cannot say no. So
thank you for having me.
I wish can be more trusty, nice people being part of the community board of directors, but it's only can be 3.
Correct.
Can we change this? Who can change this?
Well, there's actually 6. So what they do is they run 3 at a time. That way they don't overlap. And it makes sense because you don't want to have a brand new board all change at the same time. So you'll do every 2 years, you do 3 here, 3 there. That way it's a nice overlap, which is I think is smart. Okay,
now I'm gonna ask Paweł. Paweł, ty taki dość znany jesteś w środowisku podhalańskim. Syćka się znają, ale to też
nie wiem co Syćka.
Po tacie, nie?
No po tacie na pewno.
Tata
to na pewno wszyscy znają.
Słuchajcie, poczekaj, tata jest prezesem w jakim kole?
Były prezes, cie właśnie 65.
Wiem. To tata już poszedł na retirement?
Ej, tam się jest. Retirement, nie retirement. Jest, jak jest, jak... Jeszcze zaangażowany.
Kogo to wy macie teraz?
Władka Kowalczyk?
A to Władzia. Nasa Władzia. Ale poczekaj, Władzia jest też w Homer Glen, czy nie?
Władzia jest tu w Burbank.
Tu w Burbank, na pewno.
Ja się tak przyglądał, bo by się tak trafił.
Ale ty mieszkasz w Homer Glen?
Tak.
Ty mieszkasz w Homer Glen.
Tak, właśnie tam jestem z nim, nie?
Powiedz mi, Paweł, jak widzisz jego stanowisko, jak chodziło o ten trustee. Czemu byś chciał też, żeby, widzisz, to jest ta sprawa 3 i 3, nie? A to są tylko ludzie, którzy są oddani, przecież oni dbają o dobro, that everybody care about the village, so everybody has a good attention. So dlaczego myślisz, że powinni też głosować na Ruben Pazmino?
Ruben jest taki, nie mogę, jak to powiedzieć, jest to taki chłop, tak jak moja kosula, Ameryka, nie? Ameryka się liczy. On jest bardzo za naszymi takimi, za naszymi conservative values, jak to powiedzieć.
Dobrze. Good when you mix it up.
Czasami wiesz, to też jest pomysł z polskim, z angielskim, no to wiadomo, nie? Ale to jest taki prawdziwy konserwatysta, co po prostu stoi za takimi rzeczami, na przykład jak z taką konstytucją ubraną, to jest, wiesz co to jest? Second Amendment, to jest, wiesz, kto za tym stoi, no nie? Ale ogólnie on był trustee w 2019 do 2023 roku.
I to byłby w takim tym ciężkim czasie, kiedy był COVID,
Kiedy był COVID, to wszystko, to wiesz, to namieszało tam różne rzeczy. Ale on był taki, że on nie chciał na przykład, on chce, żeby Homergan się rozbudowywał. On potrzebujemy, żeby w Homergan też przyszły biznesy. Na razie biznes prowadzić do Homergan jest bardzo ciężko, bo wszyscy chcą mieć otwarte miejsca, zielone miejsca. Hojtere miejsca, co są tam w Homergan, są zielone i niech tam zostaną. Ale hojtere otwarte miejsca potrzebują biznes. Bo jak przychodzi biznes, obniżono podatki. Mają skąd wziąć pieniądze, nie? A tak jak zostają tylko sami ludzie, co tam mieszkają, no to wiadomo, za podatki wszystko pójdą w górę, nie? To jest nic nowego. Ale ogólnie on trzyma się tego, żeby po prostu nie wydawać pieniędzy niepotrzebnie. To jest jego główna rzecz, no nie? To po prostu tak aby, wiesz, naprawdę się zastanowić, gdzie wyłożyć te pieniądze, czy to jest dobra rzecz, czy to jest niedobra rzecz, takie ogóły, nie? No.
Ruben,
yes, sir.
Translated everything what he said.
I think he's for me. I don't know.
Of course I'm for you. I'm with you, right?
He was like talking. Tell him what was he talking about.
That you're fiscally conservative, that you don't want to spend money that's unnecessary, that you want to have open spaces in Homer Glen, but at the same time we need business in Homer Glen, in those spaces that are allowing that kind of development, right? Because when you have some kind of development in Homer Glen, because obviously the tax burden falls upon
someone's got to pay
those taxes, and every year Homer Glen residents are just getting more and more taxes hit on them. I mean, example of myself, last year $2,000 increase. I mean, it's horrible. That's a large amount, So
between that and the water bill,
the water bill is, I don't have to deal with the water bill because I got a well of my own. So that's that.
You're lucky.
How does it work? Because I know everybody complaining about the water in Homerglen. So what's that? How can you explain what's the problem?
So right now, certain parts of the lucky parts of Homer Glen have a well. So when you have a well, obviously you're not going to pay the rates that you have when you go through Illinois American Water. Now the selling point of Illinois American Water is the fact that it's water that's coming from the city. It's that Chicago water. It's treated, but you have to pay a premium. And what ends up with that is, the lucky people are paying probably around mid-2s, $2.50. I mean, I live
for minimum use.
Absolutely. Yeah. You could literally leave your house, shut off everything, and you're still going to pay a minimum of about $200, which is for some people a car payment almost, right?
Just for not even using?
Absolutely.
Or using very little, right?
What's the quality? I mean, you will continue your subject, but what's the quality of the water?
To be honest, in my opinion, and from people that I know that have tested the water, it's not what you're getting paid for, as far as my opinion. I've lived in Chicago. I have drinking water from Chicago, and it's different. You come out here, and it's, in my opinion, it's not what you're getting paid for.
It's not chance to be connected with the. I mean, I asked your previous team. That the team was last week here.
Right.
Is there any chance to be connected with the main line from Lake Michigan?
It is connected.
Anything with water, anything with money is possible. So of course, if you're not going to pay here, you're going to pay here. So, for example, a lot of people say that they could do a connection, run it all the way to Burbank, run it all the way to Chicago, run a pipeline, but that is going to take a lot of money. And what ends up happening is that your water bill is actually going to go up, and you're not going to see a benefit in water for like 50 years, maybe. Maybe your children's grandchildren will see the benefit.
Because of the cost of building of such a pipeline,
Absolutely. Right? Just like anything else, especially nowadays.
Yeah. Well, nowadays with costs and overrun projects and
Right.
and increase in everything, and then money missing in some places. It's
It's always something.
there's always something.
Right. So there's no cheap way of doing this. You're either going to pay up front or you're going to pay on the back end. And it's it's unfortunate, but that's where we are.
In your opinion, what Homerglen most important things are to do it? What you want to change in Homerglen? What you want to do in Homerglen? I mean, I believe me or not, I live in Bridgeville. My family lives in Homerglen, but I am so involved to the Homerglen. Maybe some days
You need to move out there.
yeah, but how can everybody go there? I mean, you guys have a beautiful areas.
Right.
What the most is fascinating for me is the area, the neighborhood where the all homes from downtown Chicago. The one, takie jest osiedle, takie jest ładne osiedle. Tam, gdzie Marek Czubiak mieszka, tylko od drugiej strony. Jak to się nazywa? Takie są piękne, przeniesione budynki z downtown Chicago. Każdy jest inny.
Okay. I don't know. There's a neighborhood he says somewhere in Homer, right?
Yeah, there's one neighborhood in Homer Glen that was actually modeled after the bungalows of
Yes,
Chicago.
that's what he's talking about.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right, and what's funny is that when that subdivision first came in, a lot of people didn't like it because they were smaller lots, and Homer Glen is all about being on bigger lots.
Yes.
Right, because a lot of people like that footage. But now it's probably one of the most sought after subdivisions in Homer Glen.
Yes, because it's so beautiful there.
It's beautiful, and they even have the Chicago street names, and it's like bungalows on steroids. It's beautiful. It's almost like you're in like Hyde Park in Chicago. Very nice.
It makes, when you go there and you like even if walk or drive, it's just my God, it's you outside of downtown Chicago and you have the exact house with the same design porches, and I'm very impressed, and I really like it.
Is that where you want to live? Is that where you want to live? If anybody's selling, wait, they go buy it.
There you go. and that's one of the added amenities to Homer Glen is every subdivision has its own charm. If you want one sort of look, if you want the Frank Lloyd Wright type architecture, if you want the Chicago bungalow type architecture, there's a neighborhood for everybody in Homer Glen. So, and I think it's important. A lot of people want to keep that charm because at the same time, if you want that rural farm-like environment, if you want, like the environment that you have in your backdrop, there's that. If you want to live a little more, there's something for everybody, and that's what I love about this town.
What would you like to change? What you like to? I mean, I will ask you the question because what I know, you all of you guys in the board of directors want to have a good for the village.
Absolutely.
But what is your most important attention? What do you like to do? What do you like to change? What is your goal to do it in Homer Glen?
Right now, I think the beauty of Homer Glen is the slow growth of it. Okay. One of the things, if I were to wave a magic wand, I would like some more business, a little bit more controlled growth. And that's the main thing. A lot of people are in a hurry to go one direction or the other. I think that organic, controlled growth, taking our time, we're not in a hurry, getting the community together to get input from everyone. Because, some people like one thing, another people like another. And it takes a true talent to take both sides and create something beautiful. And I think that with, a little work and little time, that's something that we could create. So I've always been a fan of a town center, right? With businesses that you could park, and then you don't even have to keep driving to different places. You could park in one location and go to boutiques, coffee shops, little quaint situations like what you see in some suburbs.
Like Lamont? Is that what you're
like
trying to
Lamont,
say?
like downtown Lamont, that type of thing. That would be
if
beautiful.
you guys have this in Homer Glen,
right.
Believe me, Naperville and other places, there's gonna be big competition because I see the area. First of all, agricultural. And when we're talking about the roads, it's a nice communication. It's a easy access. You guys located close to I-355 highway, okay?
You're not far from 294. You're not far from 55.
All those big streets, 159, it's a large street. It's an easy communication.
You know what would be good over there? Around Homer Glen? Maybe a Polish Highlander house.
That's what we spoke last time with the other guests. That's what we spoke about it.
If by chance somebody wanted
you guys want this, I know.
In Homer Glen, You know,
That would be awesome.
Yeah, especially people from Polish Highlands, people that live there, they would be very happy.
There's a lot of Polish Highlanders that live in Homer Glen, and
Yeah.
everybody, a lot of them would
They
be
don't have
happy
to, they don't have to drive od Próba do Góralskiego, nie? I kurde, no.
Co byś wiedział, że tak się do
No.
Gordonu jeździło, nie? No ale wiesz,
Now going back to that, before I left office, because my last term was in, between 2019 2023, we were working on something. We were coming up with the concept of it, and then unfortunately,
for a town,
for that little town center,
okay.
and it was going to be in front of our village hall. And just like anything else, you have to create the concept. You have to sell it to the public. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people didn't like it. And the trick is getting everybody together where you can have a happy medium of that. My dream community would be somewhere, of course, where you could walk in somewhere at just like that town center and run into your neighbor, run into, if you have kids, their teacher, their coach.
Get something to eat.
And everybody's in that plaza.
Yeah.
I think that would be beautiful. Now, a lot of people are scared of that because right away you have people that say, well, it's going to turn into Orland Park. It's going to turn into, you're going to have, people from everywhere. We want to keep Homer Glen a bedroom community. And that's the trick, because you have to make sure that you have everybody come together, and that takes time. Because if you propose a plan, it's got to be something you like, I like, everybody likes.
There's going to be division among groups, of course, as always.
And some people don't want any change.
Yes, of course. There's going to be people out there as well who don't want any change and want to leave it the way it is.
Paweł Tyrała, Dominik Melon ma pytania do Rubena. Pierwsze pytanie, Democrat czy Republican? And second question is, czy wspiera Trumpa, yes or not?
Tak i tak. To tak mogę powiedzieć, nie?
I didn't understand anything. I just said Republican, Trump, and Democrat. That's all I
You don't understand.
To jest, jak ja mam ubrane taką koszulę, on jest z nami, to on jest z nami, no nie? Jak tak inaczej nie powiem, no nie? No, a to jest taki prawdziwy, nasz chłop, taki, wiesz, powiedzmy sobie, ja jestem za Trumpem. Tak samo Wojtek,
Zgadza się.
Trumpem, no nie?
I teraz nam jest łatwiej.
Gość tak samo.
Tak,
nie?
i teraz nam jest łatwiej nawet, nie? Jest nam łatwiej nawet, nie? W tej polityce obecnej, jak przy tym wszystkim.
100%. To teraz jest, dużo się teraz zmieniło. Dużo się teraz dopiero zmieniać. Więc teraz są takie czasy takie niepokojne, ludzie się trochę, stresują, na przykład giełda teraz opaduje trochę, Bitcoin spaduje, takie rzeczy się dzieją teraz, ale wszystko to jest, na razie to jest w planie, myślę. Plan jest taki, że po prostu, że musimy teraz, jako rząd musi przefinansować 6 trylionów dolarów długu na niższy procent.
Tak.
Żeby dostał niższy procent.
Tak, i Paweł, i wiemy doskonale, że Donald Trump, on jest biznesman, on wie co robi, he knows what he's doing.
Businessman.
Businessman?
That I am. I understood that.
Yeah.
100%.
I think we're all businessmen.
And I'll be honest, I think, and allow me to interject, I think it's important that you have small business owners on this board. Because if anybody knows how to cut costs, maintain quality, not cut services or affect it, it's a small business owner.
100%.
Because of the fact that we know how to cut the fat and we know how to keep it lean. And I think that, just like what's happening right now in our government, you're unwasting money and you're spending the money on the people, not on everything else.
Other sources.
And Dominic is asking a straight question. He's asking you, Ruben, if you a Democrat or Republican, and you support Trump, yes or no. Now you answer the question.
I am a proud Republican, and I did vote for our current president. Yes.
And we are on a good way, because remember the state of Illinois is for many decades it's democratic, but we know that doesn't make sense anymore. Everything what's happened last Tuesday in the Congress, was a big shame of people that trust and believe in democracy, how they behave there. I mean, I'm not very good to talk about the politics, but I'm getting more and more involved. I'm huge Trump supporter.
You're already involved as it is.
Yeah, I'm huge Trump supporter. Even in the COVID time, even in the time that some people doesn't want to be on next to his name on my studio, but from the beginning I trust this man. He's a businessman. I know it's gonna be tough. It's not easy because it's huge mess, huge mess, and he has to fix it.
Well, I will say this, although. and this is one thing. This is a non-partisan community.
Yeah,
nonpartisan
explain to
race.
us, okay? That
so,
is very important right now, yes.
Our style of government, our style of local government. There is no Republican, there is no Democratic election or side. So, and I want to make this perfectly clear.
Yes.
We do have, I would say in Homer Glen, there are a lot of Democrats and a lot of Republicans. My commitment and my promise is to serve our complete community entirely. I will be an advocate for everybody that pays taxes in the village of Homer Glen. So I want that first and foremost. Now, will I be fiscally conservative? Absolutely. I don't like to tax and spend because unfortunately the way one side of the roll, they like to just tax, spend. We all know what party does not like to do that. So when it comes to our pocketbooks, when it comes to our pockets, our bank accounts, I don't like government in our pockets. I don't like high regulations. I like our people to come. If you have land in Homer Glen or you're a property owner, I don't like the fact that government is on top of you watching you 24/7. You should be able to do what you want with your land. Of course, there's ordinances to keep everybody in line, but I'm a strong proponent of situations where people can enjoy their property. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I want to make that clear. My goal is to serve all people of Homer Glen, Republican, Democrat,
independent,
whatever you are. I don't care what you are. I'm going to be your voice. I'm going to be your advocate. But when it comes to spending our money, I'm going to be conservative. So I just want to make that point across.
Be honest with you, like General, I know it's hundreds of good Democrat people. They have a good attention, and they are also probably very disappointed about everything what's happened last Tuesday in Congress.
Correct.
How they behave, how they react, because social media are very talking a lot about.
Let me just say this from my point of view. That was a disgrace. That was a disgrace to me. As you don't clap for anybody for anything that they do. I mean, there were so many good things that he announced that he did.
You don't have to like him. You don't have to like him.
But respect him.
But respect.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yeah, you need
respect
to respect
everybody. Because that's back and forth, I've been in situations where you can have a completely way of thinking with me, but the fact that you respect me as a human being and I respect you, at least we could make something happen.
100%.
And I think, and then going into the next subject, I think there's a lot of division in our village. You have a lot of passionate people on both ends of the spectrum, and the key is. A successful person that represents our village is going to be the person that listens to all sides.
Yes.
And puts the self notions apart and listens to everybody, because at the end of the day, everybody's paying taxes.
100%.
Everybody's living there. Yeah. And your kids.
And they live there. And they have their kids together with your kids.
Exactly.
And everything else. So
that's,
realistically, you got to find that 50-50.
That's very important, especially in local politics.
Yeah. Well, local politics is where it starts.
Yes, sir.
Local politics is where you can build that community. And hopefully you can expand that community into possibly township, county, state.
Exactly. Hey, spread the love.
Exactly.
But we need everybody needs to work together. You have to give and take. You have to give and take. There's no such thing as it's one side or the other, right? You don't want that. That's division.
Correct.
You want somebody centered, right?
Ruben, we give him now 5 minutes for his Polish Highness stuff. Because he asked me for it. So this is we are still prime time. It's 9:50 Monday night. Looks like show must go on. Every day something happen. But Paweł Tyrała, wiceprezes KONU 65 Ciche, serdecznie pozdrawiamy oczywiście twojego tatę jako byłego prezesa, Wojciech Kowalczyk,
teraz dzisiaj są prezeska.
Znana, lubiana, kochana osoba w naszym środowisku podhalańskim i też polonijnym, a teraz już twoje 5 minut.
O, moje 5 minut, ale na co?
Do czego jest coś tam powiedzieć o tym twoim kolejnym
mamy w sumie tak, mogę powiedzieć. 23 marca zapraszam wszystkich Ciłowianów, Miętusianów na wybory, bo mamy wybory właśnie na naszym kole. O 2:00 w Góralskim. Jakby ktoś nie dostał zaproszenia jakiegoś, to proszę, żeby przyszli, zagłosowali na nowy rząd, czy na ten sam zarząd, czy
na prostu... republikanów, czy demokratów.
Nie, bo takie czegoś u nas nie ma za bardzo. Ja myślę, że u nas jest więcej jednej strony, nie? Ogólnie, nie? Ale byłoby też fajnie, żeby przyszli nasi ludzie i po prostu nie będziemy nikogo wpychać w żadną rolę, co nie chce, ale byłoby dobrze, żeby ludzie zrozumieli, co to koło robi, na przykład gdzie te pieniądze zbieramy z tych pikników, z tych różnych tam imprez, gdzie te pieniądze idą, co z nimi robimy, komu pomogamy, jak pomogamy, co możemy robić dalej. Patrzcie, żeby ci młodzi ludzie, na przykład z mojego wieku młodsi, trochę się zaangażowali w takie rzeczy. No i po prostu potrzebujemy, żeby utrzymać tą naszą góralszczyznę tutaj w Ameryce. Jest to potrzebne, będziemy to potrzebowali jeszcze do przodu, żeby nasze dzieci jeszcze coś wiedzieli o góralach, żeby to wiedzieli choć gdzie to jest i co to jest i jaka to jest kultura. Najwięcej to jest, ważna jest nasza kultura, na pewno. A ta kultura teraz się dużo musi związać z Ameryką. Siedzimy w Ameryce, mieszkamy w Ameryce, jest to część Ameryki teraz. Nie? Tak samo Homer Glen. Homer Glen jest dużo górali. Jest dużo ludzi, co po prostu...
Dobrze, czy ty, przepraszam, jesteś zaangażowany w jakąkolwiek działalność, jeżeli chodzi o...
Polityczną taką ogólnie?
No,
nie.
A czemu nie? Bo ostatnio Krystyna tak samo, wszyscy mówili, że you guys need Polish people also be involved to the...
I would love that.
Yeah, there's gonna
Absolutely.
be, because they will represent Polish people needs, what kind they have a vision for anything, ideas, especially young generation. They also thinking about the future of the kids. They're thinking about what direction the village is gonna go. What can we do better for the village? So it's gonna be also good messengers for the board of directors, for trustee and any other
Absolutely.
positions.
But just like anything else, if you don't participate, if you don't go to the meetings, if you don't involve yourself in the community,
there's not much you're gonna
There's not
know.
much.
That's what we spoke last time with other guests from your village. That
Absolutely.
get people involved. Just I think my radio, my studio will help people understand more, to be involved, to get the Polish people, because there has to be somewhere the beginning of the be involved and to be active in the politics,
Oczywiście,
but
tak.
even not in the politics, school, libraries,
Yes.
just
any activities.
just be generally knowledgeable. So, for example, in the village of Homer Glen, you can go. They have a YouTube channel, and you can see all of the videos. For me, that's a nice introductory, like
Town meetings, right?
Absolutely, the village board meetings. Not everybody has time to go sit at a meeting on a Wednesday at 7 o'clock, especially if you have kids, you have a business. And from what I understand, a lot of Eastern Europeans, most everybody has their own businesses, right?
Yeah, a lot of
small business owners, so they don't have time, and I know what that's like.
Also, some of them don't understand. So the problem with that becomes more
a
of
good point, yeah.
a translation would be good, right? If you can get somebody out there who can at least maybe get some of those main points out there in our language, that would probably
That's your next podcast.
It could be our podcast.
There you go.
Yes, maybe we'll have Ruben on podcast one
Hey,
day of our own.
I'll be there.
Maybe Wojciech will be on there too if he wants to come along.
Hey,
We're gonna
you know
ask
what?
him some questions.
I would love for you to do a podcast at Ruby Agave.
Yeah,
There you go.
Why not?
but
I got the sound.
okay,
Let's do it.
Ruben, what's happened if people start to ask me, Wojciech, what you doing here? You don't belong to the community. You don't live here.
That's okay. You love Homer Glen.
I love.
That's it.
Yes, I do.
It's like if somebody said to you, "Hey, what are you doing in Vegas?"
Yeah.
Right?
I'm here to gamble, right? That's
Exactly.
right. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
We'd love to have you over there, and it's an awesome community.
I have respect for all of you guys. That's everything starts from Mark Chubiak, husband of my niece. So he makes me to care about the Homerland. And then every time when we go there and when we visit the village, I'm very impressed and I see how beautiful it is there.
And that's why we're here, to try to get the Polish community to come out and vote to keep it that way. We want Homer Glen to be the way it is. We want maybe some small changes, sure, but overall we need the Polish people that live in Homer Glen to go out and vote. Nie wszyscy ludzie myślą, że ich głos się liczy, no nie, powiedzmy, ale każdy głos się liczy i żeby Homer Glen był taki jak jest dzisiaj, żeby się za dużo nie zmienił, muszą ludzie iść i głosować.
No ale powiedz mi, teraz znowu wracamy się do tego sedna sprawy. W tamtym tygodniu miałem 3 przedstawicieli, którzy jako są radni. No i teraz jak to zrobić, jak przecież to też widać, że to jest sympatyczny chłop, jest biznesmen, ma swoją restaurację, a więc człowiek, który jest successful, tak jak powiedzmy ktoś, kto ma sukces, bo ja wiem, że jako będąc trusty, to nie są pieniądze, to nie jest jakaś konkretna wypłata, że ja mogę sobie, wiesz,
He's saying the trustee doesn't make it's not enough for the money because there really isn't that
No,
much money.
believe me.
Yeah, that's what.
Believe me, it's not for the money.
It's-
Now, let me tell you. Right now, my passion is the village. Obviously, because I think a trustee makes, well, I think they barely make $14,000 a year.
Excuse me?
Yeah, the trustee doesn't make anything. I mean, to be honest with you, my tax bracket went up because of the trustee. I ended up paying more taxes because of my trustee position. So
Why you
my
want to
love-
do this? You have your business. You have to focus on you. You have to focus on your business. You have to
Absolutely.
care about your. So why you want to be a part of
because
the?
I want to fix where I live and I want to maintain where I live. And for me to sit there and complain when there's a problem and not get involved, that's crazy. Right now it's a situation where let's face it, the mayor that's there now, she pretty much everybody that's on the board is with her, or is going to be with her. And sometimes it's good to have a check and balance.
100%. That's what it's about.
If you have everybody that says yes to you, that's not good to me. Even in my own business, I tell my customers too, but my employees, if you guys don't agree with me, at the end of the day, let's sit down. Maybe their vision is different than mine, but I want to listen to the differences.
Maybe you have better ideas.
Absolutely, because imagine if you take all sides and you're able to create something beautiful and make everybody happy at the same time and everybody agrees. Imagine the product.
That would be very hard.
That would be very hard, but guess what? It has to be done.
Yes.
So I think it's very important. Again, I want to say right now the village is, I don't want to say divided, but there's a lot of mayhem, right? And I think that it's time to get everybody together in the same room. Ronald Reagan, he had something called the Big Tent Theory. And I don't know if you guys recall, but his voting, record back when he was voted in, he had like 96% approval rating. 96%. No other president has ever had that. And you know what the theory was there? The Big Tent? Bring everybody in. Bring, even if you're, Democrats, if you're Republican, if you're moderates, if you're this, if you're that, let's come together and look at a common goal. And that's what I'm here for. To look at the common goal. Because I think that within the last 10 years, and I know we're passionate about our political parties and that, but we also have to remember that we have to cohabitat with each other.
Are you gonna run for the mayor some days?
Mayor?
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be for the next show. No, right now, to be honest with you, I want to run one more time, and then we'll see what happens.
Ruben, how many people are you hiring? How many people is in your business?
Right now, we have about 12 employees.
Nice. And they are satisfied. They are happy. The place is busy.
They're happy the place is busy. They're happy I'm not there, because they're happy I'm involved in politics. So Ruben's not here. Great.
So you're not micromanaging.
And,
right?
well, there will always be some sort of
100%,
micromanagement.
there has to be.
And I'm at the door. You walk into my restaurant, I'm at the door. I'm the first face you're going to see. Why? Because that's my house. And I treat it like my house. So if you're walking in, you're like my family.
So how many days, how many hours, how many days are you spending in your restaurant?
I'm there every
when
day.
is your day off?
What's the day off? What does that mean?
Is there any day the restaurant is closed?
We're closed on Mondays.
okay.
But I'm still working,
You're still working.
Absolutely.
Inventory.
And everything.
How many kids do you have?
I have 3 dogs.
$3.
No kids.
No kids. Okay, so that's why you have a little bit more time. Okay.
Whatever I don't dedicate to family, because I still have my mom, my cousins. I mean,
Gotcha.
we're
okay,
we're
so
very oriented.
if there's no kids, he has a chance to be a mayor because he has no more time and dedication for the city, for the village.
I mean,
Some days.
From one point of view, sure, right? But then not having the kids and having time for other stuff gives you a lot of other work to do. So
right,
it's
whatever it is has to be productive.
Yes,
so,
and like you said, you want cohesion in the town. You don't want
absolutely.
You don't want people to be split. You really want cohesion to be in the area that we live in.
Right.
I mean, it's a great place to live.
But how long do you live in Homer, Glen?
I've been in Homer since 2016. So 9 years.
Nice. 9
9
years.
years.
Oh yeah.
So I love the
You are a
area.
strong resident. Why don't you be involved to any?
Maybe I will one day. Maybe I will.
Now one day, no, it's one day is too late. you
I
should.
mean, I can't just jump in today and be
Do it
part of the
now.
county. You know what I mean? So I
No,
can't
no,
be, you
but
know,
but people knows you already. You
Yeah,
visit
yeah.
the Radio na Góralską. You will want to feed you already in the board
I
of
mean,
directors.
listen,
You would have my vote.
if the option ever came up, I would give it a try. Why not? You know, of course I want to. There is a big Polish community in Homer Glen, and Homer Township overall it has a big Polish community. It would be good if someone did represent them.
Don't be surprised if some days really the board of directors of Polish Highlands is gonna look for the lot in the Homergland because it's close to Lemont,
Close to
close
the
to
highway.
Orland Park, close to highway. It's the best communication, man. I won't be surprised
I mean,
if
the presence of
Jasiek Król, prezes, how do you do?
How do you do? Yeah, where do you live? Oh, Lemont, right?
He lives in
yeah.
Lemont, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would be a big boost for the Polish Highlanders. Even more Polish people move out that way because it would be closer to.
Absolutely.
You know, I like my Góralskie house, you could call it,
Well,
where we have a bar and I can go there if I want to go have a beer. But I'm not gonna go drive down our trip Alaska to go have a beer.
The Highlander community is big in Homer Glen.
I mean,
As
you
it
know
is.
some of them, don't you?
I know all of them.
There you
Most
go.
of them, actually. You know, it's.
Who do you
It's
know
big.
over there? I mean, we were just talking about this earlier. Who do you know?
The gentleman Joe, I don't know his last name.
Shitko.
Shitko.
Yeah, with the
Joe
carriages.
Shitko, yeah.
Very good guy, and he's a huge supporter of the community, and he's a good customer and a good friend. Very good friend.
You got Skeeks who live in Homer Glen. I know them. You got a lot of people that are
Skiki, słyszycie tam Skiki, we're talking about you guys.
Yeah, we're talking
The
about
most
you guys.
famous Polish Highlands family, the most jak to będzie, muzycznie, z atrakcjami ze wszystkimi, z nasze kochane Skiki, o ile to powiem, za cała rodzina.
So there's a lot of Polish people in Homer Glen. There's also a lot of known Polish Highlanders that live in Homer Glen.
Right.
Homer Glen around in the area surrounding, right? I mean,
Gosia Topór, Toporecka
it's a
Nasa.
beautiful place.
Hey, and you
everybody has their. If you got a piece of land and you want to do. I got a piece of land. I got sheep. I got chickens. I got bees. I have a little farm of my own. I love it.
That's
Nobody messes with
Ruben,
my stuff.
how much money we need to buy a low lot in Homergland? Is any lot available there?
right about that. They're about at 100,000 an acre average.
Okay.
Right? That sounds
Yeah,
about
okay.
right.
that's the average. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
And
in
then-
a good location for
And
sure.
to be honest with you, I'm a big proponent of developing a little more on 159th Street because that corridor was made for development.
Uh-huh.
And
Exactly.
there's
It's a
lot
two-lane
of
road
land.
with both sides.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
pretty new. Everything's pretty new.
Oh, yeah.
So why not develop that corridor? That is a very good place to develop at least some business, right?
That's what it's made for. So I mean,
Keep
I
the
would
business
love
up.
something.
Keep the business up.
Hey,
151st.
we need a nice Polish restaurant in Homer Glen. So,
we
hey,
got
you
delis,
guys-
but we don't have a
You
restaurant.
need a nice restaurant. Nice
Do we have a
Highlander
restaurant?
cuisine, right?
Yeah.
Where's the nicest one?
Jezus Maria, poczekaj, ja już mam tak, I
Wait,
got
like,
like, I say like $5-6 million. Do you think would be enough for the?
Oh, yeah.
Really okay?
We'll figure it out.
There's a Dorula in your dream. Dorula with the trinkets. Dorula in your dream. But we always can play Lotto and see if we can win. Okay.
You never know.
You
Yeah.
better watch out because half that money is going to the States. So
Yeah.
you know,
So if something happened, final show, I know where I moved into. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is a big opportunity. Even I will tell all the Polish Highlands people, if you want to visit Radio na Góralską, you have to come to Homerglen now.
Homer Glen,
Come on
dokładnie,
down.
dokładnie.
Absolutely.
Ale przyszliśmy tutaj po prostu powiedzieć tyle, że potrzebujemy ten głos tych Polaków, czy na Rubena, czy na tą drugą grupę, czy na kogokolwiek. Wyjdźcie, zagłosujcie, weźcie tego czasu, bo wasze głosy się liczą i wasze głosy decydują, w którą stronę idzie nasze miasto. Czy tak, czy jakkolwiek, no nie, ale wyjdźcie, zagłosujcie. Dużo ludzi go mój głos się nie liczy, za to tak jeden człowiek, co to jest tam jeden człowiek zmieni, ale jak jest jeden człowiek i doliczy więcej człowieków do tego jednego człowieka, to ma dużo ludzi i wtedy ma dużo głosów, no nie? To jest potrzebne, tak samo, tak jak wiadomo. Kiedyś musi być, jak czym więcej ludzi, Polaków się przeprowadza w Homer Glen, kiedyś przyjdzie czas, to po prostu musi być jakiś Polak, co pójdzie i będzie też reprezentował nas, czy na przykład na boardzie, czy na przykład w township, czy gdziekolwiek. Kiedy się to stanie, na pewno, bo to musi się stać, bo to tyle ludzi naszych tam jest, że no ja to lubię. Bo kiedy jadę po drogach tam Homer Glen, to Każdy obrót albo polska flaga, albo widzę, że ktoś robi koło działki coś, albo coś innego, Polacy wszędzie są. Wszędzie tam są, no nie? Ale to wiadomo, nie tylko Polacy, bo są tak samo, Amerykanie są tak samo, Latinos różne są tam tak samo i to jest taki community, że po prostu ludzie myślą w jednym kierunku, żeby utrzymać to tak jak jest dzisiaj. I żeby tak to zostało, nie? Trochę zmiany jest potrzebne, byłoby fajnie, aby coś na przykład wybudowali trochę tych biznesów, żeby te podatki no nie dźwigali tyle, bo to jest woza dla wszystkiego, nie? Że czy wysokie podatki, no to ciężej jest płacić, no to wiadomo, za to wydawać pieniądze na podatki, a potem myśleć, gdzie te pieniądze poszły, no to jest druga sprawa, to można o tym gadać gdzie indziej, nie? Kiedykolwiek, ale jest to, głosujcie. 83% ludzi w Polsce, Polaków w Ameryce głosowało na Trumpa. Na pewno była jakaś przewaga, pomogli.
Coś się musiało w tym być, nie? Coś musiało być, tak.
I powiedzmy, że...
Diane Bielański. Diane, a ty jesteś w Homerglen? Bo pytasz się, kiedy są wybory. There are people asking when it's voting, and then you got lots of questions. Ruben, you're gonna have homework tonight, okay? Yes. You will answer all those questions. We decided I'm not touching those questions. I mean, whatever it's not good, like someone who was very bad comments, I will definitely check this too. But
are there any bad ones in there now?
Yeah, I mean, no.
It's an
Yeah,
open
but
book.
you're gonna. The people complain. I mean, saying there's not even one lot available, that it's close to $100,000 for 1 acre. So Matt Skubisz pisze, there's a no 1 acre lot for $1,000 everywhere close to Homerglen. Buying a lot
100,000, not 1,000.
Yeah, 100,000. Yeah,
Okay.
100,000. In Homerglen now is like winning a lottery. So he said if it's not available.
Well, the lots that I've researched, okay, the majority are at
Maybe
100,000. It's
yeah,
like
maybe,
more commercial than
yes,
residential.
yes. So you guys know it's a commercial. If you guys want to, if the Polish Highlanders wants to buy a lot for the Polish Highlanders, will be less than 100,000 now because there's gonna be for the organization. So everybody has to think about give a good price. As the Homerglen Trust, the Homerglen Mayor, everybody to bring the Polish.
Put me there, buddy.
Polish Highland, bring the Polish Highlands to the Homerglen. They has to have a good deal.
This is what Ruben's talking about. Develop more of that land that's developable.
Right, developable.
For businesses, for homes, for whatever. Right.
Because that's one of my things, my passions is economic growth, right? Because of course, you know, it's funny because some people have the mentality, and this is what we have to deal with when you're on the board, is, you know, some people don't mind paying a lot of taxes, but the majority of people hate paying more taxes because, you know, why give the government more money out of my pockets that I worked hard for? So what ends up happening is that's when you have to do the delicate balance, right? So in order so your property taxes don't go up, who has to pay for it? Sales taxes. Who develops the sales taxes? Businesses.
Yes.
So you have to bring more businesses into the village. The key is, you know, the correct businesses and businesses that are willing to follow our ordinances, because Homerglen, you know, they have lighting ordinances. You can't have too much light on your property because we are a dark sky community, and there's only a few communities in the world that are
Explain us what does it mean, because you bring something very interesting to the conversation.
Absolutely, and you know. I can't remember off the top of my head, but
Paweł, you will tell this in Polish language also. What Ruben will say,
absolutely.
You will tell this in Polish community, in Polish language to explain to the Polish community.
So the dark sky community is basically there's an organization that measures the amount of lumens that your area puts up into the environment. Okay, so I don't know the correct number, but Homerglen is very strict with the amount of light that businesses and residents put up. Yeah. Exactly. And I couldn't tell you off the top of my head how many, you know, what the numbers are. What the measurement is, exactly. You know. But Homerglen is very strict. We do follow those rules. Every year we are designated, because every year you have to renew that designation. And a lot of people like that because, you know, for example, when you're in Homer, you have the best view of the stars because of 100%. The fact that we don't cast off a lot of light. But what ends up
very interesting.
So just like everything else, though, you have to have a balance in my theory, right? So what ends up happening is when you have corridors like 159th Street, the businesses like their businesses to be lit up. But when you're in a residential area, you want to keep the light low. So right now, I think Homer has done a very good job balancing that. And I think that, that's one of the main sales benefits of coming to Homer Glen is the fact that we are one of those. I think the world has just a few of those low light communities, and our sister community somewhere in Europe, and I can't tell you which one it is, but that's a big reason why people come here for our dark sky community.
Let him explain. Paweł tak na chłopski rozum. Jakbyś tam wytłumaczył, chociaż...
Lubicie gwiazdy?
No i tak wiem, że ludzie zrozumieli,
Homer Glen zobaczycie, nie? To taka jest prawda. On mówi, że po prostu jest reguła w Homer Glen, że na przykład biznesy i domy nie mogą wydawać za dużo światła. Jak wydajesz dużo światła, to potem ci blokuje ci na przykład gwiazdy, jak patrzysz na niebo, nie? U nas Homer Glen, jak wejdziesz na pole i wyłączysz wszystkie światła wokoło domu i popatrzysz na niebo, to widzisz sobie tyle gwiazdów, że się w pale nie mieści, nie? Ale to jest tylko temu, że całe miasto trzyma się tej reguły, żeby po prostu, żeby utrzymać, żeby nie wydawać za dużo światła, nie? Ja bo biznes, co chcesz na przykład mieć biznes w Homer Glen, możesz mieć biznes, tylko żeby nie wydawał za dużo światła. Bo ludzie lubią, że jak wejdą na swoją jardę z tyłu i popatrzą na niebo, to widzą wszystkie gwiazdy, nie? I to jest jedną rzecz, na przykład, co ja też bardzo lubię. W nocy wychodzę z domu, czy idę tam do kurcy, czy cokolwiek.
Kiedy ty kurmos?
40.
He has a no deficit with the eggs, like the problem in America with the eggs. He has a 40 chicks. Chicken.
Yeah, I don't go hungry at home, but eggs for sure. Ale wychodzę na pole, księżyc świeci pięknie.
No airplanes, no landing
you see
line.
The airplanes, but you don't hear them.
But you don't hear them like in Bridgeview. They're
don't
going
hear
straight
them.
to the Midway Airport.
You have, I think you also, I think there's a noise ordinance.
You guys make me more and more love the Homer Glen. So
it's awesome. It's an amazing community. But, just like anything else, you have a lot of people that, especially after the pandemic, there were a lot of people that came from the city this way. So, that's where I think after 2020, you could put your house on the market in Homer Glen and the average is like 1 or 2 days. I've had customers of mine that put their house up for sale. They put it up at 7 o'clock at night and by 9 a.m. the house was sold already.
yeah.
So, we have an amazing school systems. I could talk about Homer Glen forever.
My God, I think I'm gonna be the biggest promoter for the Homer Glen.
I think you should move there. What are you waiting for?
Pogadamy później, coś mam do ciebie. Ty.
Oh my goodness, look at this. It's all about Wojciech Studio. It's Homer Glen. What's going on with this guy?
Well, I will say that everybody that because I grew up in Ashburn. Okay, when I was a little kid, I went to St. Denis Parish. So most of the people that grew up in the Ashburn area, Oak Lawn,
Burbank.
Most of those people moved out this way to Homer Glen.
Homer Glen, yeah. I'm one of those people.
Absolutely. And it's just an awesome community. I mean, I love it. And that's why I want to be a part of it, And that's why I want you guys to come out and just voice everything and just, be a part of the community.
But we have is one problem. We are very loud when we start to party, dancing and playing music. The Polish fans are very loud.
I'm Latino. We party hard too. It's the same thing. We work hard.
Exactly.
And we have fun on the weekends.
Yeah, that's what the life is about. Okay,
absolutely.
Working and having fun because there has to be also
there has to be balance
of everything.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Gentlemen, so you think we already 10-15
That went fast.
1 hour conversation. Is anything else? I mean, we always ask you for the final statement. I direct the camera to you, Ruben. Pazmino,
Yes.
Running for trustee
of Homer Glen.
in Homer Glen.
Yes.
Let me get you the final statement, the voice to the Polish people, to American people, all nations that live in Homer Glen.
So basically, at the end of the day, I'm a small business owner, and I want to keep our community wholesome the way it has been for many, many years. Just like anything else, if you can, Homer Glen has been a blank canvas, and we are the painters, right? And I want to go ahead and make our community perfect, one brush stroke at a time, be it with community and businesses, and bringing in more residents, but keeping it at a point where people do not lose the love for our community that they already have. I want to be a representative for everybody that comes in, and just like anything else, when you want perfection, you have to take time. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people forget. There's no perfect way, there's no perfect design, but there is love for the community. And I think that if everybody comes together and pushes that love forward, pushes all differences aside, we can do this. It's not going to be tomorrow, and it's not going to be a week from now, but it will happen. And I do promise you that I will do my best to make sure that I put my part forward. And that's me, Ruben Pazmino, trustee for Homer Glen.
And when is the voting?
The voting is April 1st. Early voting starts March 17th. So log on to rubenpazmino.com. You'll be able to see what I'm about. You'll be able to register. You'll be able to see where your polling place is. All the information you need for voting is on there.
Perfect. Now, you translator.
Boy, you can translate that? Que Dios te bendiga.
Paweł, jeszcze raz w tym momencie powiedz wszystkim, którzy Cię oglądają tutaj z drugiej strony, to są przede wszystkim obywatele Twojego Homerland. Dlaczego jesteś z Ruben Pazmino?
Jestem z Rubenem, bo po prostu to jest kolega, to jest tak samo właściciel swojego biznesu. On chce dobrze dla naszej miejscowości. Ma dobre plany, wiesz, ustawię dobre plany, po prostu to zajmuje czas, ale ogólnie jest to ktoś, kto po prostu nie chce na przykład dźwigać podatki, nie chce wydawać pieniądze na niepotrzebne rzeczy, po prostu naprawdę przepatrzysz te rzeczy, które chcielibyśmy zrobić, na przykład Homer Glen, czy rozbudować, dobudować, cokolwiek będzie, żeby po prostu miało to sens. Tak samo dla nas, dla ludzi, żeby po prostu ludzie się cieszyli tym, co mamy tam w Homer Glen. Tak jak on mówił. W nocy wyjść, oglądać gwiazdy. To jest, wydaje się głupie, ale to jest naprawdę
Prawdziwe.
To jest prawdziwe.
To jest prawdziwe.
To jest coś prawdziwego. Tak samo, żeby ciężko jest na razie z tymi domami, żeby na przykład kupić ten dom, ten Homer Glen, budować coś takiego, bo nie ma miejsca za bardzo. Patrzcie trochę tego miejsca. Są na przykład open spaces.
Tam jest pola wpierane i no co?
Ale są, no tak.
Jest przystosowane, nie jest...
Jest przystosowane open space i tak chcemy zostawić. Te miejsca, które są open space, niech tak zostaną. Bo to jest po prostu, wtedy nie będzie wszystko zabudowane. Nie chcemy, żeby wszystko się zabudowało, bo to się potem wszystko zmieni. Nie? Ale są miejsca, które mogą przełożyć na przykład na rozbudowanie domów, czy biznesu, czy czegokolwiek, nie? Tylko to musi być dobrze, musi być to zrobione z głową. To nie może być, że tak, nie, ba. Czemu tak, czemu nie? To są pytania, co po prostu musimy pytać się ich i tak samo tych ludzi, co są już na board teraz, nie? Ale przyszliśmy po prostu po to najwięcej, żeby po prostu ludzie wyszli, nasi Polacy wyszli, zagłosowali, czy na Rubena, czy na ktokolwiek, komu się podoba ta wiesz.
Nie, to jest słuszne stwierdzenie właśnie, że tutaj ja otwieram drzwi dla wszystkich, I open the door for everybody who really wants to share the good message, because that's what about. I have to be neutral in the situation, choose the right person, make sure that you trust him, and that you know there's the person will be a good representative for my family.
He's already got a couple of years of experience. So he knows what he's about.
And one thing that's important, and I think that a lot of people, social media, people go on there and they say a bunch of things. Look at my voting record. That's how you judge a politician. Look at ordinances that have come up. Look at, the meetings. Look at how, they interact with everybody. And, there have been times where I've been passionate about certain things.
We all are.
And I raise my voice and I get upset. But that is because I am defending you guys. I'm defending your interests. I'm defending your homes, your pockets. I want to make sure that nobody takes advantage of you. Because once that line is gone, who's going to do it? So I think that's something you should consider.
I agree. Vote for Ruben. There's signs all over the place.
All over. So far.
Come out April 1st, Tuesday. Go vote. Weźcie tego czasu i wyjście i złóżcie ten głos i niech się choć coś liczy w tym mieście nas, no nie? Dobranoc.
Oh, he's on there?
Tak samo.
Powiedz mi, Paweł, to kiedy ty się zajmiesz tymi sprawami gazdowskimi tam u was Homerglen?
Gazdowskimi to już się zajmę teraz.
Kiedy to masz ty kurgonos?
40.
I co masz jeszcze?
2 barany,
2 barany ty z was? Niesamowite, co jeszcze?
2 ule,
Masz 2 ule ty z?
2 koty i 1 psa.
Super. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being in the radio na Góralską in Bridgeville. You make me more and more be following love in Homergland, being close to my niece Kasia Czubiak, Marek Czubiak.
Thank you for having us.
I love this and thank you for coming. And what I said, doors are open for everybody because I know everybody has a good attention and everybody wants to have good for the future.
Wojtek, I need you one as well, myself.
Got you, man.
You got me? Let's go.
Got you,
Ruben as well,
okay,
right?
so we close this. We want. Poczekaj, chcesz jeszcze Paweł coś powiedzieć?
Nie, no, wiesz,
Okej.
tak, no, ja też mam swój podcast teraz, to chciałbym cię zaprosić, bo też chciałbym się opytać sporo rzeczy o ciebie, nie? Twoją historię, takie rzeczy.
Ej, byłoby o czym
nie?
dyskutować.
A,
Ej, byłoby.
No to widzisz, no to przyjdzie czas, nie?
No, byłoby o czym dyskutować, takie
No.
siedząć i opowiedzieć o tych podróżach po świecie i
No,
o tej tułacce i o tej wędrówce.
Mamy tyle czasu, że możemy całą noc siedzieć i nagrywać jak
Byłoby,
chcesz, nie?
byłoby. Fajnie.
Zapraszam tak samo.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. One more time, thank you for being here. And yeah, I wish
Have a good night, everybody.
good luck for your voters.
Thank you very much.
I wish you...
Yachiko Hamo, Homer Glen.
Dobrze.
Hey, I learned that.
That's right. That's good.
Very nice.
All right.
And the studio Radia na Góralską that was with us tonight.
Ruben Pazmino.com.
Paweł Tyrała.
Wiceprezes.
Wiceprezes Ciche 65. Zapraszam na wybory.
Bóg zapłać.